There may come a time when you need or want to minimize all of your open applications with one click. An example of this might be when a client walks in and you do not want them to see your confidential information. Or perhaps employees do not need to see personnel files or performance reviews. Or whatever the reason might be, manually clicking on the minimize button at the top of every open application is time consuming. There are 13 different ways to accomplish this goal. So let's jump right in and see what might work best for you. But first, let's set the record straight. A lot of existing videos and websites use incorrect terminology. So for the purpose of this video, maximize means to set the application or the window to use all of the desktop space except for the taskbar area, which is this at the bottom. So currently this window is maximized. When we say restore, we're putting the window back to the position it was before you either maximized or minimized. Minimize means to put the application down at the bottom in the taskbar so it is still running so that you can restore it afterwards. Also, in Windows, a window is generally considered to be an application that is open. So the terms window and application are used interchangeably. The obvious way to minimize any open window is to click on the underscore, which is right here in the right-hand corner of the open window. The maximize option is right next to it, also on the title bar. Once maximized, that icon will now change to two overlapping squares, and what that basically is to restore it back to the position it was before you maximized it. So there you have the window now restored back to the position. You can also right-click on this title bar and you get the minimize and maximize option, and if the screen is maximized and you right-click on it, you now get the restore option as well. Next option here is we can double-click on any application that's open or any window that's open. If you double-click on the title bar, you see it will automatically maximize, and if you double click it again, it would automatically restore it back to where it was. In lines with that, if you don't want to use your mouse, you can press the Alt key on your keyboard and the space bar, and there you'll see it gives you these options. Minimize, maximize. So if we do the maximize option, Alt space bar again, now we have the restore option. So that's another way of getting to the same thing. If you have multiple applications open, so let's just open a couple here. Okay, we've got 3 windows currently open on our screen. If you want to minimize everything, you can right-click on the taskbar at the bottom here and show the desktop. That automatically minimizes all open applications. If you right-click on the taskbar again, show open windows, restores all open applications that you had at the time. Then we have the next option, which is the Windows key and the M key minimizes all windows. Then the Windows key plus Shift plus the M key will now restore all windows. Another option that you also have is the Windows key. If you press and hold it down and press the D for desktop, it minimizes all your windows. And again, it's the same thing, Windows key and D again to restore the windows back to the previous position. Here's one that I really like. If you've got a multiple open applications, press and hold the Windows key and then press the Home key. It minimizes all windows except for the one that you're currently set as active. And if you press the Windows key and Home key again, it'll restore all the windows back. Here's an option I generally don't use. You can click on any taskbar at the very top and you can shake the window and it'll minimize everything but the one you have open. But I really don't like that one. I find it more cumbersome than anything else. At the bottom right corner of your taskbar, so move over all the way to the right hand side, there's this little space here that most people don't know exists. There's a little line right to the right of this. If you click on that line, it actually minimizes all your windows, and if you click on it again, it brings them back to position. So if we have these windows open and we click on that little line all the way over to the right, you'll see it minimizes everything. And if we click on it again, it puts everything back into the position. Another one that I often use is press the Windows key and the up arrow maximizes a Windows or a window. Windows key, down arrow, puts it back to the position it was, so restores it. And if you press the down arrow again, it puts it into the taskbar, so it minimizes it all the way. The only problem with that is you cannot then use the Windows and the arrow to restore it once it's at the taskbar, so you have to click on it with your mouse. Here's a feature that's really handy. Press and hold the Windows key and then use your numbers 1 through 9 is how it works. if you look at your apps along the taskbar at the bottom here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you have more open apps, it'll be 6, 7, 8, and 9. So as you can see, this PC is app number 1. So if I press Windows key and 1, it minimizes that one. Now if I want to say minimize Google Chrome, and I can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth over, Windows key and 5 will minimize Chrome. And if I want to open it up, Windows key and 5 again. Same thing with my first one. If these applications are also closed, it's the same thing that works. You go Windows key and 1 would automatically open up the first application that's along the bottom of your taskbar. So just a couple of quick shortcuts to help you along your way. As you can see, there are many, many ways to accomplish the task of minimizing, maximizing, and restoring Windows in Windows 10. Hopefully this has been of help to you. If so, by all means, do give us a thumbs up at the bottom. Have yourselves a fantastic day. So until next time, take care and goodbye.